Peace, guys. Welcome back to ZENSFXHUB, where macro and markets is simplified. And today we're going to talk about silver and what happened this week, all right? And it's only right. We talking about silver, so I got to have this silver chain out. You feel me? Like, I'm just kidding. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this badass, baby ass, pulley back ass wick right here that we seen. I watched the shit in real time. I was on threads going back and forth with people because everybody was saying, oh, silver can't pull back. It's on the uptrend. It's going up. It's not gonna pull back. This and that. And then that's exactly what it did. So I'm here to show y'all why that happened. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. And of course, I made a slideshow for y'all. Y'all the homies. I gotta look out for y'all. Alright, so silver's sudden surge explained why price jumped from $96 to $117 in literally 24 hours. Let's get into it. Peace, guys. So I'm doing a free live event February 3rd at 12 p.m. on how to trade gold and silver, how to find some good quality setups, how I'm scaling in, and the most important thing, what moves the price of gold and silver. I'm gonna break all that down in simple terms. This is gonna be a great event, very informative. So if you wanna know how to capitalize, get your profits looking like this, or like this, or like this, then this event is for you, okay? Again, it's free. All you have to do is click that link in this video and you'll be able to RSVP and you'll get the link. So I see you guys there. Peace. Stay warm. It's break. So the objective of this slideshow, you'll understand why silver moves so fast. You'll know the difference between facts and exaggerated narratives. You'll see how physical markets, paper markets, and geopolitical all interact, and you'll be better prepared for what comes next. You already know. I always got to tell y'all what comes next. And if y'all don't listen to me, then you're doing yourself a disservice because I'm having a really great trading year. Everything I'm telling y'all, I'm following. You feel me? So what just happened? What just happened? That shit was insane. If you've seen that shit was crazy. I never seen anything like it besides Liberation Day when that shit dropped damn near 18%. All right, so silver making history once again. One of the largest single day moves in silver history ever. Silver jumped over $20 in 24 hours. That is insane. Social media is flooded with speculation and fear and just a whole bunch of other shit too. This isn't random. This was a repricing event, not retail hype. So this was not moving. Silver did not move like this because a bunch of people saw that silver is on the uptrend, goes on the uptrend, and yeah, we're buying. No, it's not because of that. We ain't that special. All right. So physical silver is tight. This is the foundation of what caused price to move the way it did. Silver is used more than is produced every single year. Silver isn't mined on its own. Most silver comes out the ground while mining other metals like copper, lead, and zinc. New supply cannot be ramped up so quickly. So what that means is, you see how the U.S. at any given moment they could put trillions of dollars and billions of dollars into the economy because why? They could print out money. Can't do that with silver. All right, the silver you can get actually matters more than the silver that only exists on paper. So paper silver is like futures, contracts, ETF, those things like that. Paper silver could be traded in huge amounts, but when people actually want the actual real physical metal, only the silver sitting in the vault matters, okay? Once buyers tried to get physical silver, the market had to reprice a higher cost of the silver to slow down the demand to balance out the supply. Because on paper, there's a lot of silver, but the physical silver is an imbalance. All right. So, in order to keep the buyers from buying up all the silver, they had to push the price up to kind of say, all right, we need to slow down. Let's not like put them in a position where they could buy up all the silver. All right. Because it's not even a lot to begin with. Paper versus physical broke. Okay. That's where the snap happened. That's when you seen that big push to the upside. All right. Futures markets assumed metal was available. Physical buyers said no, not at that price. When delivery stress appears, the price must jump. Price gaps instead of moving gradually. All right. So when paper pricing collides with the real world supply of silver, the market has to reprice it suddenly, and this is what the repricing looks like. So once again, going back to what I said earlier, you have on paper, let's say for example, just for a simplified example, let's say on paper there are 1,000 marshmallows on paper. Like you look at the data sheet, it says we have 1,000 marshmallows. But in the real world, physical marshmallows that you can eat is only 100. So you gotta protect the physical marshmallows so that people won't, the buyers won't come in and try to buy up all the marshmallows, right? Because they see that, oh shit, it says 1,000 on paper, but it's only 100 in real life. I gotta go buy. I gotta go buy. So the market was like, nah, we can't let y'all do that. So instead of buying a marshmallow for $20, they jacked up the price to $150. So now they got the buyers like, damn, like, do I want to sit there and buy $150 marshmallow when it was just at 50? You I hope that analogy helps. Okay, so that's exactly what happened, what snapped the market to make it move the way it did. Okay, Shanghai, and like they sent the signal, and this is how China entered the conversation. Shanghai silver traded at a large premium. I don't know if you guys seen that, but in one of the articles it was at like $127 an ounce. All right. Some quotes circulated near roughly $120 to $127 an ounce, for silver. Exact numbers vary by the conversation and by the market. The signal mattered more than the number. Okay, China was willing to pay more for real metal. So going back to the analogy with the marshmallow, China's like, fuck it. It went from $50 to $150. We're gonna buy. Why? Because the supply and demand. There's not enough supply, but it's a high demand because silver is needed, and we're gonna talk about that later on in this video. Why the gap didn't close so fast? Okay, so why the imbalance wasn't fixed overnight when markets realized, okay, that there's a huge imbalance right now between the physical and the paper. Okay, shipping silver takes time. Refining takes time. Financing and regulations slows like the flow of people buying and selling silver and it being transported and stuff like that. Metal can't be teleported globally. So pretty much when demand spikes, price adjusts first and then the supply flows later. Okay? That's pretty much what that means. Okay? That's all that means. When demand spikes, price have to adjust first. And then the supply, then they'll focus on shipping out and sending out the silver that people are buying. But first, they have to get everything under control. All right. So silver is strategic. Geopolitics does matter, and here's why. Silver sits at the intersection of energy, technology, and infrastructure. Okay, so this is why China and was willing to buy silver at such a high premium because silver is needed. It's a necessity, right? You can't have solar panels, you can't have electric cars without silver. You can't have electronics, the phone, this computer that I'm using, the chips that go into our phones and go into our computers. You need silver. When it comes to infrastructure and defense, silver is used in critical systems that the government depend on. So without silver, who knows what the government could, what we wouldn't have in our government. So when materials become strategic, volatility increases, governments pay attention, and price sensitivity rises. So when volatility increases, that's due to like small disruptions causing big price moves. Okay, so it was a lot of disruption, and that caused the price of silver to shoot up the way it did. All right, governments pay attention to stockpiling, policy and regulation, and stockpiling is pretty much like people, I mean, not people, but yeah, people, countries, they know that there's a supply and demand issue when it comes to silver. So governments don't really want like a bunch of countries buying up all the supply of silver, storing it and keeping it for further use. Why? Because they can use it as leverage. If I going back to the marshmallow, right? If there's only 100 physical marshmallows and I go buy 70 of them at $150, that means people will have to come to me to get the marshmallow, and I can say, all right, well, you want this? I got majority of it. Instead of selling it for $150 where I bought it at, I'm gonna sell it to you for $300. You feel what I'm trying to say? So this is why governments have to pay attention. So price sensitivity rises. Markets react quickly to shortages and demand shifts. Okay, so this is why the markets went crazy this week on silver. So what this move was not like. Let's cut out all the fucking noise. Okay, this was not a retail pump. This wasn't a bunch of people on Twitter, on Thread, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever, saying like, "Yo, silver's moving up. Let's buy." No, it wasn't that. Not a single headline. This had nothing to do with a headline. This was not a government flip switch. Okay, this was market structure plus physical stress colliding. That's what caused this the price, okay, of silver to jump up more than $20 in 24 hours. So what happens next? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen next, right? So you can follow, so you can get the crumbs and follow. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lead you to the cake. So what happens next? Okay, volatility stays elevated. As you can see right now in real time, silver is up. I last time I checked, it was up. Um, it's currently 7:50 Eastern time. So right now silver is up 1%. So I think it's trading around 117, 118, $118 right now. So the volatility is very elevated right now. Pullbacks can be violent, so please be careful. All right. Supply and demand problem. The supply and demand problem is still there. So we can have another spike up to silver. We can see silver jump from 118 to 130. Like we just don't know because the issue did not get solved. All right. The markets are heavily paying attention to silver right now. So please be careful out there. Repricing doesn't mean straight lines. It can pull back hard, chop around, or move and burst. Not a real true trend, like a true trend. Okay, we could just see silver just shoot, go higher and higher. So what I want you to take away from this, okay, silver can reprice violently when physical stress hits paper markets. Large moves don't need headlines, structure does. Chasing vertical moves increases risk, not your edge. Volatility is an opportunity only with patience and rules. The move already happened. The edge is how you respond to what happens next. So if we get a repeat of what happened this week again, make sure you position yourself to be able to capitalize off it by making sure you're risking properly and not getting in at the top of the high. If you see a slight, small pullback on a 4 hour time frame, 2 hour time frame, whatever time frame you trade on, get in, with a decent amount, risk properly, and then once the market shoots up and give you another opportunity, that's when you scale in again. Okay, we are in very volatile markets right now. And we don't know how long this is gonna last. But while it's here, let's capitalize off it smartly. Okay? So as always, if you find any value in this video, please like and subscribe, share it with a friend. You feel me? Share with everybody, because we making money this year. Making money. So no, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not. We making money this year. We making money this year. If you on my channel, you watching every video, you making money this year. I promise you, hands down. Once again, like I say in every video, please make sure you're risking properly. If you're gonna trade the things that I talk about, please. I'm trading this. I have a few trades open on silver, and one they're doing really well, and some trades are actually in profit. Like as far as like my stop loss, I move my stop loss and I scaled it into profit. So I got some risk free trades open right now on silver and gold as well. So please make sure you're risking properly, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.